So the music videos that I chose for my project was Black Betty by Ram Jam, These Boots Are Made for Walking by Nancy Sinatra, I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor, In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry, and Rock With You by Michael Jackson. And all those are before 1980, specifically 1981 when MTV dropped. And then the ones that I analyzed after MTV was Crazy in Love by Beyonce. I also analyzed Mad World by Tears for Fears, Bye 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 by NSYNC, I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston, and When I Come Around by Green Day. Now, there's some pretty noticeable differences in between these two, specifically in the content. The previous ones, the music videos before MTV, were all really just videos of the bands or the artists singing their song, and there wasn't much variation in it. There was some different camera angles, and in Gloria Gaynor's and Michael Jackson's video there was some differences. Like there was a green light doing some stuff behind Michael Jackson, and then there was a little interlude where he's dancing, and there's actually a light show going on in between his feet as he's dancing, and so it shows just his feet from like the shins down, and then that light show going on under his feet. And in Gloria Gaynor's, there's a girl dancing every once in a while, like with a spotlight in a dark room. But with the new ones, the newer music videos, there's a huge difference. There's a story with each one now. Like with Crazy in Love by Beyonce, she's walking up with all this attitude, and then all of a sudden, it switches to her dancing and walking just down the street, and then it switches to her like dancing in an alleyway, and then it switches to her dancing next to Jay-Z while he's rapping when he's featured in the song. And so it's all very different, and then each one of these has a different story, with NSYNC telling the story about a guy getting away from a girl after he cuts the strings because he's being manipulated by her. And I really think that it's just a change in entertainment, if that makes sense. Just a change in the way that people are wanting to tell the stories of their songs. Some people want to tell it with just the artist singing, but specifically after 1980s and MTV, they want to tell a more creative story, a story that goes along with the song. And so what happened is I think that with like technological advances, story advances, like there's some really good stories coming out around that time. Like Star Wars was coming out around that time, and people just wanting to be able to tell their stories and go along with the songs and be more creative. Also, definitely wanting to promote their product a little better, make it a little more interesting, definitely bring a lot more notice to the artists who are singing, especially from the record label's perspective. And I believe that this trend is going to continue, and it's going to continue with what people like in this culture, if that makes sense. So the more people like rap, the more people like more provocative, more cussing type songs, the more these music videos are going to push the envelope, so to speak, the more they're going to want to try to appeal to these audiences. And so that's what I think the trend is going to be, even in 20 years, and it may get to a point where I may not want to see some future music videos, because some of them are already getting pretty bad in my opinion. So that's what I think.